All right, peace and blessings, and welcome to another episode of the Authors Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob YB Youngblood, President of Sales for Self-Publish in 30 Days, the #1 self-publishing company in the world. And I'm excited to be on the line with Jasmine McLaughlin. We joked about it a little bit earlier. There's multiple ways to say people's name. I told her to tell me how she wants me to say it. So did I do good?
Yes, you did. You did good. Yes.
All right, good. Well, Jasmine, would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself, but start with where you're from. Where's your hometown? Where are you from originally?
I would consider my hometown Goochland, Virginia. So I was born in Richmond, lived there for a few years, but then moved to Goochland. So that's where I spent most of my growing up years before going to college.
I love it. So I know where Goochland is because I'm actually located in Richmond. But can you tell us, in reference to Richmond? Obviously, Richmond is the capital of Virginia, Central Virginia area. How far is Goochland from Richmond?
So from the city of Richmond, I would say, depending on where in Goochland we're talking about, but like where I'm from, which is more central Goochland, I would say like 40 minutes or so.
Okay,
40
very
minutes.
good,
Yeah.
very good. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So you're from Goochland. You live in the Richmond region. I know that you're a transformational coach. Talk a little bit about your background a little bit. You know, how did you get to your career and what you currently do?
Sure. So I am a social worker. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. That's what I went to grad school for. I went to VCU for grad school. So I have a private practice, a private mental health practice that I've been running for a couple of years full time. So my background is really in mental health therapy. And so recently, in the past few months, I decided to transition more into coaching and start a coaching program to really leverage my knowledge and expertise that I've gained over the years working with therapy clients, just to be able to make a bigger impact, more income, all that good stuff. So that's kind of how my career has the trajectory of my career.
So what prompted you to get into social work and mental health? I mean, what was there a defining moment? Was there, some influence? Like what got you interested in this industry?
Well, I've always enjoyed helping people. I know that sounds really cliche, but in undergrad, at William and Mary, that's where I went. I studied sociology, and so I learned a lot about just the human condition and just all the social ills and just different things that were plaguing our society.
Mhm.
And then I figured I want to do something about that, like not necessarily on a policy level, but really like more direct work with people, so like one-on-one work. But now I'm kind of expanding that vision into creating a group program that can serve many people at a time and not just the one-to-one work. But I also have family members who have mental health issues, and so or have been in domestic violence situations. So I think like having that knowledge and experience as a close family member has really inspired me to just want to help people who are struggling with different things.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And so in your work, what has been your biggest, I guess, your greatest achievement in the work that you do?
I would say just various like speaking engagements that I've had, especially during the pandemic, but just really launching a business and having that, sustaining that for the past couple of years, because it's been tough for a lot of people, during the pandemic. Writing this book that we're going to talk about, I would say that's been a really big achievement. So there have been several, but I would say those are the three that stick out.
So you ushered in the transition. So tell us about your book, give us the name, and tell us what prompted you to write it.
Sure. So it's called Write It Out, a 10-day guided journal for reflecting, releasing, and restoring. So it's a fairly short book, but I wrote it because I have been a fan of journaling for as long as I can remember, probably the age of 10. I really consider it a huge like healing tool and a way for people to really connect with themselves. And so I know that some people, say they want to try journaling, but it seems like this daunting kind of task, or they just don't know where to start. And so I said, well, I'll make it more of like a bite-sized kind of thing. And so 10 days, like anyone can stick to something for 10 days. So there are prompts that guide people, through that journey over the course of 10 days.
No, I love that. And it fits your industry. It fits the work that you do, right? As a matter of fact, I was
Absolutely.
speaking to a group of men just this morning, and was talking about the power of the written word, right? So, there's a power in the spoken word, but there's also power in the written word. And so I've begun the journey of writing to my daughters and to my wife, right? Just writing them little notes, because oftentimes, if I'm not able to communicate with them the way that I want to, I need to communicate the way that they like to communicate, and they all three of them, they like to write. So it's definitely something. So to be able to journal and get the thoughts from your mind to a piece of paper, and then you can reflect, is very, very powerful. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. That makes me think about, so recently I saw the movie A Journal for Jordan, and how he was writing letters to his son. He ended up passing away, unfortunately, but the main character. But it was really good. And that does show the power of the spoken word and how it can be passed down, to generations and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate you sharing that. And so what would you say was the biggest challenge in becoming an author? I mean, most people talk about, hey, I'm struggling when it comes to putting a book together, but you've actually done it. What was the biggest challenge that you had to overcome to get to where you are today?
I would say the biggest challenge was maybe finding a way to publish it, since I was, going the self-publishing route and just doing my research on those tools that were available to me. But I wouldn't say that it was like a big challenge, because there's a wealth of information on the internet, and then also speaking to other authors. I think it's important to just talk to people who've done it and who have been where you are, or where you want to go. So I wouldn't say that was a huge hurdle, but I would say if I had to think of something, it was probably that, just choosing a source to self-publish, a platform for self-publishing.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And I can appreciate that, being that we are, a self-publishing company, where oftentimes authors or aspiring authors, they struggle. They don't know what direction to go. And so you can either do a lot of the legwork yourself, or you can, hire a company to do it with you, and put you in a position where you can be successful in putting all the pieces together, versus wondering, okay, did I miss out on a step? You know what I'm saying? Some people may feel like they missed out on a step. So now that your book is published, what have you seen as results? I mean, what kind of impact have you seen your book have on your target market?
Well, I would say that the feedback I've gotten has been, overwhelmingly positive. People have, used the resources in the book to either start or maintain a journaling practice, and they've gotten a lot of insight into their thoughts, their behavior patterns, and all those things, or the things that they need to change in order to press forward and get to where they need to be. I would say I haven't gone like super hard with the marketing, and if I did, I probably would see more results. But I would say that with the feedback I've gotten, it's been overwhelmingly positive, and it's been great to see that it's helped people transform their lives in just 10 days.
That's good. So when you say that you hadn't gone super hard in the marketing, is that on purpose? Like, is that by chance, or is it a personal decision that you just, I'm just not in a position or want to even go that hard? Like, talk a little bit about that, because I think it's important that authors understand that you can go at your own pace, but what's your rationale for operating at the pace that you're at when it comes to marketing your book?
I would say just it's just been really busy with the work that I do in my private practice and things. And so that just has not been like my main focus over the past maybe several months to a year. Okay. But it's still something that I promote from time to time, and it's still something that I have as a resource for people who are looking for that. But yeah, just with time constraints and just being busy with business side of things. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Life still happens, and whether you're an author
Right.
or not, life still happens. So how has your book helped your business? Like, has it been a magnet to help you connect with new clients, new sources of relationships? I mean, or maybe not at all. I mean, talk a little bit about how the book may have impacted your business.
Well, it's something that, so for like current clients, it's something that I've offered or even mentioned, or some of them, because I have it in like my email signature, they've just gone and bought it on their own and then said, yeah, like this is a great, compliment to the work that we're doing in therapy. And then just with, it's helped me to, I would say, build my email list and really engage with people who I'm currently connected with. Um, so I would say a lot of the people that have purchased the book have been people that I know, like in my warm market, who want to support me and who also see the value in what the book offers.
That's good. That's good. So
Yeah.
where do you see yourself in the future? Obviously, you've accomplished something that most people just talk about. You've become an author. What's next
Mhm.
for you?
I would say just really, using that as a platform to get into other things like more speaking engagements and really leveraging the coaching and eventually maybe writing more books in the future about other topics related to self-development, personal development. So I just see it as a platform to grow even bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah. And make those connections with people.
that's good. So you do see yourself going down the path of putting out some more books. Is that what I'm hearing?
I would say eventually.
Okay, okay, very good. Well, kudos to you. Kudos to you. So as we begin to land the plane, can you tell us who is this book for? Like who should pick up the book? Who should buy the book and give it to people? Like who is your book for?
My book is for, I would say, women in their maybe mid to late 20s to early 40s who are, really looking to have that deeper connection with themselves and maybe caught up in caring for other people or all of the responsibilities that they have in life and they really haven't taken the time to slow down and figure out like what it is that they need and what they really want.
Right.
So that woman who really wants to like connect with herself on a deeper level and
Right.
and really get in tune with her needs, her desires, her goals.
Okay, I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. You're very much in tune to what you have to offer, which is something that's very, very important. So as we begin to wrap up, tell us about how can people connect with you to get access to your book, to get access to your services. Tell us how do we connect? How do we follow through with you after listening to you here on the Author Spotlight?
Yeah. So I'm on several, I would say several platforms. I'm on LinkedIn, Jasmine McLaughlin, LCSW. I also have a couple of different Instagram pages. So for my therapy practice, that would be Empowered to Thrive RVA. But then I'm also on Instagram at Thrive with Jasmine. That's for my coaching business. I have a Facebook group for professional women, just because my focus with my coaching is helping professional women to really bust burnout and thrive in their careers.
Mm.
So that Facebook group is called the Sisterhood of Thriving Professional Women. And then my website for therapy is www.empoweredtothriverva.com. So a few different ways to connect with me.
That is awesome. Listen, for
Yeah.
those of you who are listening, definitely follow through with Jasmine. Jasmine, I have two more questions for you. One
Mhm.
is a curveball, and then one I'm gonna just throw it straight down the pike. All right. So I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you the fastball first.
Okay.
Is there anything else on your heart that you feel compelled to share or talk about as it pertains to your journey as an author?
Well, I would just say that with anything, whether it's, authoring a book or just pursuing a new endeavor, I think a lot of people like fear is something that really holds them back. But I would say instead of trying to do something fearlessly, to just like take fear along the ride with you because fear is not going to go away.
Mhm.
I mean, I've had several experiences where I've taken the leap into a new, venture And I've been afraid to do it, but that's where courage comes in. It's all about having courage and pursuing what you want to pursue anyway, even if you're afraid.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And my last question for you is, say for example, when you're ready to do that second, third book or whatever next book you do, if you can go anywhere in the world to write that book, and we were paying for it. And when I say we, I mean self-published in 30 days. We was paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you go?
Well, I will say Greece has been like on my list of places that I really want to visit. So like Santorini, Greece. I would love to go there to write a book. So
Okay, have you ever been?
I haven't. Yeah,
Okay,
that's Greece is
okay,
somewhere I haven't been. So
okay.
I'd love to go there.
Okay, that's excellent. I like Greece. I've heard Italy. We've heard, some European countries, definitely quite a few African countries,
Hmm.
the Caribbean, but I haven't heard Greece yet. So thanks for sharing
Okay.
that
Oh,
part. So
cool.
tell us once again, how can people connect with you, and tell us the name of your book once again.
Sure. So the name of my book is Write It Out, a 10-day guided journal for reflecting, releasing, and restoring. I'm on Instagram at Thrive with Jasmine. Also, I have a Facebook group that people can be a part of, professional women can be a part of, the Sisterhood of Thriving Professional Women. I forgot to mention before, I do have a podcast that was released in the past year. I'm looking forward to really building up that platform as well, but that's called Sisters Thriving Splendidly. So people can also follow me on that journey. So several ways to connect with me.
I love it. I love it. Well, Jasmine, thank you for gracing us with your presence. And for those of you who are watching and listening, definitely go out and support, especially if you're in the Central Virginia area. She's a Goochland lady, a Richmond lady, a Chesterfield lady, all those things. She's from the area, but definitely show your support and love. And listen, if you're an author who has a desire to increase your visibility, credibility, and profitability, definitely tap into the Author Spotlight. We'd love to have you and put you in a position to promote yourself and to do as Jasmine is doing and put yourself in a position to win. I'm your host, Rob YB Youngblood, President of Sales for Self-Published in 30 Days. And if you've listened to this podcast more than once, you know what I'm about to say. Be encouraged, be blessed, but most of all, continue to share your faith. And the way that you do that is by walking in your gift, because your gift will make room for you. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.